The hallmark of a foolish person is speaking excessively about things unasked. Fools constantly talk, label everything, and judge arbitrarily. You might have felt uneasy after spending a whole day talking about yourself, only to do it again the next day, getting carried away and regretting it later. Remember, oversharing can distance you from others rather than bring you closer. Don't speak too much about your private life. Relationships change over time, and anyone could betray you, so always be on your guard. Close relationships now may not remain the same in a few years. No relationship is permanent, especially those formed in social settings. Sharing too much can lead to unintended losses. If a relationship turns sour with someone who knows your deepest secrets, it can become problematic. Be especially cautious with personal habits or family matters to avoid judgment and criticism. Keeping certain aspects of your life private can create a sense of dignity and respect. Avoid speaking ill of others. Casually pointing out someone's flaws can gradually tarnish your image. Even if gossiping feels like bonding, it can lead to distrust, potentially costing you valuable social and professional opportunities. Remember, words spoken by you will come back to you. Avoiding negative talk is beneficial in social life. When you need to oppose someone's view or correct them, do it subtly and wittily, as if recalling a forgotten fact, not directly. Advising close friends or family often comes across as saying, "You're right, and they're wrong." Everyone has their own circumstances. It's enough to empathize and listen. Avoid negative talk, backbiting, and unnecessary advice. Don't boast about yourself. Bragging about your achievements before others can diminish their value and make you seem vain. Haven't you felt an aversion towards people who only talk about themselves? People might stay with you out of necessity, but eventually, both good and those meant to leave will go. True people defend themselves from unnecessary jealousy through humility. It's best to not make others jealous. Talking about your good deeds can seem arrogant, overshadowing genuine intentions and turning into a show-off. Your good deeds, remembered by a few, will eventually bring important help. Don't speak about your weaknesses. Sadly, humans often find comfort in others' weaknesses and secretly enjoy them. Remember, weaknesses should be overcome by oneself. Avoid talking about your finances. People can feel hurt knowing someone has more than them. They might applaud you up front but feel differently inside. It's human nature to disregard those with less and envy those with more. Envy is a natural human emotion, so always keep your guard up. The closer the acquaintance who becomes wealthy, the stronger the jealousy. They may feel entitled to ask for or expect things from you, eventually leading to the end of the relationship. Don't talk about your goals. The advice you get from others often varies significantly and is highly subjective. Ultimately, it's you who has to set and achieve your goals. It may seem paradoxical, but keeping your goals to yourself until they are somewhat achieved can be wise. Speaking about them can create a false sense of accomplishment, leading to less effort or unnecessary energy spent on handling others' opinions. The greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Being conquered by yourself is the greatest disgrace. Remember, only those who can make themselves happy will attain happiness. Happiness is determined by our actions towards others. Making others happy can bring you joy. Buying something delicious for your child or enjoying their happiness is a parent's joy. This principle applies to siblings, friends, neighbors, and even strangers. Being generous towards others enriches your heart, but being stingy narrows it. Those who harm others struggle to find peace in their sleep. Being kind and generous to others maintains peace in your heart. Those who can make others happy will themselves be happy. People often criticize injustice out of fear of becoming its victim, not because they dislike committing it. Everyone becomes a poet when they are in love. To test someone, deprive them of their wealth, and treat them unfairly. Keep those close who bear unfair treatment, but not those who cannot endure loss of wealth. Stay away from or avoid those who cannot suppress their complaints about losing wealth. Do not associate with evil people. They use you as a shield. The greatest punishment for wrongdoing is that it turns the offender into a worse person. Self-control is the greatest victory. Humans can only become human through education. Remove the fruits of education from humanity, and nothing remains. Imagine all kinds of cages in everyone's heart. Some birds flock together, some separate from others, and some fly alone wherever they wish. These birds represent knowledge. As children, our cages were empty. If one stores a type of knowledge in us, they have learned or discovered something about that knowledge. Knowledge should be a guide, not a personal experience. Justice is doing your duty and not interfering with others. It is having and acting in a manner that suits you. Knowledge unrelated to justice is not wisdom, but merely useful knowledge. Honesty is further from money than dishonesty. True philosophy is the only way for both states and individuals to achieve justice. Unless a philosopher becomes a ruler, or a ruler becomes a true philosopher by divine grace, humans cannot escape evil. The punishment for good people ignoring common problems is being ruled by evil people. States and humanity will not escape disasters until philosophers become kings, or current kings acquire a philosophical spirit and strength. A state where the ruler is a philosopher, and the philosopher is a ruler, is happy. A philosopher is like a great stingray in the sea. Happiness comes from making good your own. and the essence of good lies in eternity. Therefore, we should not be drawn to what we cannot possess forever. Those who listen earnestly are a true blessing for the speaker. Like flies that ignore the healthy parts and target only the wounds, evil people ignore the good in others and focus only on their flaws. Do not seek sympathy from the world for your sorrows, as contempt is hidden within sympathy. Life is a short period of exile. We are bound by our bodies, and as long as our souls are tainted by the body's evils, there is no satisfaction. Only those who can make their mind happy can achieve happiness. Our mind creates reality, and by changing our minds, we can change our reality. The human soul is immortal. If you want to earn money, you must be willing to spend it. Virtue is health. Virtue is beauty. Virtue is the soul's good form of existence. On the other hand, vice is a disease. Vice is ugliness. Vice is the soul's bad form of existence. Courage is a form of salvation. Once again, the greatest victory is conquering yourself. Being conquered by yourself is the greatest disgrace. As the state of pleasure derived from the body decreases, the joy and allure of conversation increase. A person's happiness is determined by their actions towards others. If you have tried to make others happy, you will also receive happiness. A mother feels happy seeing her child enjoy eating a delicious meal. A mother's joy is also seeing her child happy. This principle applies not only to parents and children. Only those who can make others happy can also achieve happiness. Love is the desire to possess the good forever.